members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. My brother is currently serving in the Lubbock, Texas mission, and he's in Midland, Texas. And we are here to do answers and questions on Karina's blog.
He's been gone 20 months, and he's going to be back on December 7th.
I've been a member all my life, since birth. And I served a mission in Spokane, Washington, as well.
I joined the church in 1982, so I don't exactly know how long ago that was, but it's over 30 years. And I served my mission in Wisconsin. Go ahead, tell them where you went.
Spokane, Washington mission.
And I went to the Milwaukee, Wisconsin mission. Yes. Well, his brother went on a mission, and from that point on, he just said he wanted to go. It wasn't like we sat down and talked about it. It was just something he said, when my brother gets back, I want to go. So they didn't exactly go right as soon as Michael came back from his mission. There was a lot of preparation that we had to do, clothes, and he had to go through classes and get all his papers in order. So it was probably about a year. I think it was like a little over a year after Michael came home that Matt left. He served in the France-Lyon mission, I think that's southern France. 2011, September 2011, and he came home September 2013.
Very, very emotional.
I think it was very hard. But mother is very difficult for her. It's like taking part of her support away from her. Because Matthew was very close to his mother and very supportive in anything that she needed to do. So it was a lot more harder. He went to college while he was here as well. So, but he was a big help around the house. So you missed him a lot.
It was hard because my oldest one had been away from me to school, so I knew what it was like to be without him. But when Matt left, we'd maybe been apart 20 minutes at a time, or when he went to school, and the furthest distance he ever was away from us was when he went to scout camp in the summer times. But still, I could have gotten in my car and went. The hardest part about him being gone is that I can't just talk to him. I can't just call him. Of course, he's really good. He emails me every week, and I email him every week. We haven't missed one email, so. But yeah, it's been hard. Christmas and Mother's Day.
Is when we get to Skype.
And we Skype him. He will call us first and make sure everything's set up, and then he'll Skype us. And then we do emails every week. I usually do mine on Sunday night, so that when he gets to wherever he emails from, it'll be waiting for him. So.
And that's what was pretty amazing on Michael's mission, that we were able to do that with Michael because he was in a different complete time zone, 16 hours difference. But we were able to actually see him on a screen and talk to him twice a year. It was quite remarkable considering how far away he was. Now today's technology, we could never do that. We could only call or write.
Yeah, when we were on missions, it was a phone call home twice a year and letters in the mail.
So it was kind of neat to be
Yeah.
able to actually see them in physical picture.
Oh, there's a big difference. I don't know what he was doing when he taught, but we had these little booklets that we taught out of, And now they don't use anything, it's just their scriptures and they memorize everything, so that's different. Communication, like I said, is different. The rules are pretty much the same, but they had, in the little white book they give the missionaries, they had to, they added technology, the rules about that, and then there's also another rule, I don't remember word for word, but they're not, they have to keep their distance from children. They can't have any like physical contact with them, which I'm sure, you know, like picking them up and hugging them and stuff, that's in the book too now. I understand why that's there, but I'm pretty sure that's really hard for my son because he was the leader around here with the daycare kids. He was like in charge of the babies, and in fact I have one, she's not a baby anymore, she's a toddler now, but she was like, her name's Olivia, and she was just like in love with my Matt. And she still, if she sees his picture, when I open up my laptop, his picture's on there, and she'll go, Matt. And when he first left, she'd go over to his bedroom door and bang on it because she thought he was in there. So he like had this thing, attachment to the kids. Yeah, all like the parents that were attached to him and the children, you know, children come and go out of here, but some of them are around for a long time. So she's been with us since she was a baby, and now she's almost, she's going to be 3 right after he gets back. So we thought that she would forget him, but she hasn't forgot him. Yeah. In fact, she climbed in his suitcase when he was packing to go. I have a picture of him, and he's sitting by his suitcase, and she's inside the suitcase. So.
That's cute.
Yeah, and I had to take up a lot of the flack from it, but we kind of, all 3 of us had to pick up his things, because he was a do-it, you know, hardly ever had to ask him to do anything. Took out the trash, he helped me with laundry, helped me with the kids, he even changed diapers.
I miss him because he used to do a lot of the yard work.
Yeah.
I'm physically disabled, but I still am able to do stuff, but it's hard because I have to limit how much I can do at a time. So I miss him for the physical things because he's very handy. He can do just about anything, and so that's one of the things. But I think the one thing that I noticed about him since he's been gone is the fact that he's grown as a person, spiritually and physically. I think he'll be able to. It's neat to see somebody develop character and traits to help him later on in life.
It'll be hard for him, but I don't think, it was really difficult for my other son when he came home because he just didn't want to stop being a missionary. But Matt, I think he's loved his mission, but I really can't judge how he's going to be, but I don't think he'll have the same things going on, but
You have to.
it won't be hard for me.
No.
It won't be hard for me to have him back, but I think they all go through an adjustment. We even went through adjustment when we came home.
Yeah, it takes time, and
Yeah.
I think the biggest adjustment is just dealing with, especially Michael, he had to deal with more because you have to understand he could hardly speak English. He
When he-
was
yeah.
speaking more French than English. And
Yeah.
so if you're
Even-
writing in French and you're speaking in French, and that's your normal everyday
Yeah,
habit.
even now, well, when he's home, I don't know if he does this so much at school, but when he's home, if we're having a conversation with him, all of a sudden he'll start in English and he'll gradually start speaking in French. No.
Just him?
So it was
Yeah,
like,
just
you
him.
didn't understand what we were saying,
Yeah.
what he was.
He took 4 years of French at Silverado. He studied the culture. He really wanted to go to France on his mission, and I always
He
told
did.
him, you don't get to choose. And then when he got the call,
We were like
he
really,
opens up the letter, and he looked at the letter and looked at me, and I knew And I was like, no way. And then he started reading it, and he wanted to go to Southern France. He didn't want to go to Paris. He wanted to go to the countryside, and that's where they sent him. So it was pretty amazing.
He also learned.
Yeah, and even now he cooks. He can make homemade eclairs, and you know he can do all that. He's just something else.
When he was in the
Yeah.
MTC, he also learned how to like actually speak it fluently.
Yeah.
So, because
Yeah.
let's be honest, in high school when you're in foreign language classes, you don't really learn that much from it. But
Yeah, well then by the time it was 2 years I think after high school that he went, and he had lost a lot of it. But I think because he put on his papers that he knew all this, maybe that's what guided them to send him there. I don't know, but he loved his mission. And Matt wanted to go, he used to say he wanted to go to Spain, and then he'd change it to somewhere else. And he had mentioned Texas once, and then when he read the call to me, I was really surprised that they're sending him to Texas. We have a video of me being shocked. Yeah, yeah. So but his adjustment, I think he'll adjust. We've already got plans for him to start school. He's lucky because he's coming home in December, and the semester starts in January, so he'll be able to. Or actually, I think it starts in February. But anyways, he'll have time to get registered and get his classes, and he'll be able to at least throw himself into that. So. He's gonna start at BBC, Victor Valley College. He's eventually probably going to go to BYU, Idaho, just like his brother. But that'll be his decision. That's what the laid out plans are right now. But if he chooses something else, he chooses something else. But he
And
likes to work with his hands, and so.
He's a computer whiz.
And he loves computers, so who knows? He might go into business. He might go into construction. Who knows? It's up to him. Yes.
Yeah.
yeah, but I don't think he'll.
Yeah.
Matthew's always had a sense of humor. That's the one thing he hasn't lost.
Yeah. It's funny. He'll email me and he'll say, "Mom, is there anything I can do for you?" Ow.
Or he'll say hi, Pops.
Yeah.
Or just something to break the ice through the emails.
Yeah. Sometimes his emails are real serious, and then other times he tells me jokes.
So
Do the voice.
he's
No,
good to have
yeah.
around.
He likes to do impressions.
Yes. You do Kermit the Frog, Elmo, I think.
Yep. He can do the Cookie Monster. He does Elvis, but he does it when he says, "I love you, Mama," but he says it in the Elvis tone. So yeah, he's funny. I'm sure that he's brought that humor into his mission. I'm sure that people love him because he's silly. He can lighten the mood when you're sad.
Or somebody's upset about something, he'll crack a joke or something.
And when I'm stressed out or upset about something, he just grab my hand like this and makes me feel better. So, yeah, he's just real sweet and sensitive. Yes, it was.
Yeah.
He has a lot of friends. All of his friends are not members of the church, and he met them through high school. And I don't know, you might even know some of them, but there was like 3 that he was really close to. He had a whole lot of others, but they're the 3 that used to come over here a lot. And one of them is still here, and the other 2, one's moved to San Diego, and the other one just joined the military. So that, as far as he's not going to have his group of friends coming over here to hang out with, and that'll be an adjustment. But his other friend that's still here, he wants to come to the airport with us. So he's a true friend. He asked him about. In fact, was taking the discussions after Matt left. So he's a great guy.
Yeah.
That was nice.
It was dramatic. We left here at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Probably
Sure.
something like that.
Yeah,
It was
because
really
when we
early.
came back up here, the sun was just coming up. So, but yeah, it was early and it was raining really hard.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Could hardly see the road. In fact, going down the Cajon Pass, our phones were not getting any reception at all, so it was bad. He never asked us anything.
No, I don't, I think
He's emailed me lately and told me how scared he was. I didn't know he was scared. He didn't let on.
No.
He never let out any doubt. I knew that something was weighing on him, but he
But
didn't.
I think the MTC helps a lot. He's also teaching the youth now at youth conferences that they have about missions and how to prepare. So, because a lot of the new missionaries are 18 years old, so he was teaching them just recently in Texas of what to do and how to prepare. So a lot of them will be more prepared going in, hopefully, than a lot of the youth before. I think that's how the church is going to change. Is they'll have programs out there to train a little bit more.
And
to help.
it's harder being a new missionary than it is being one that's almost ready to come home. It's kind of like when you get a new job, you're scared and nervous, and you don't have much confidence, but then after you've had it a while, you're like, oh, I have this, I can do this.
After 3 or 4 months,
Yeah.
it's like just a routine, and you a lot of those butterflies go away. We were pretty introverted as far as not
Yeah.
being outgoing,
Both of my sons,
so.
their
and-
sister doesn't seem to be like that, but
But it teaches you how to
Scared to talk to people.
stand up in front of people, how to talk with people off the street. Most people don't do that anymore. I noticed a lot that people are sitting there on their phone walking down through the store, and they're not even paying attention to anything. We're not talking or socializing with each other, and that's what's changed a lot too. But I think he'll have an advantage.
yeah, that was a
A lot of
big
the
change.
kids don't have that.
When my oldest one came home, smartphones didn't exist when he left. That all
Yeah.
happened in those 2 years.
Yeah.
And so I got him this new phone when he came home with a present. And he's like, what's this? And Emily and Matt had to show him
How to
what
run
were
the
all
phone.
the things were. And then of course, Matt, he knew all that, but all that was already here when he left. But he's gonna be all into finding out what technology is going on and all that, because he is so into the computer stuff. Missionary Training Center.
They go there for 2 weeks when they
Yeah,
first go out,
it's
and
like
they get,
school. It's
Yeah,
for
you
2
just
weeks.
get
Well,
trained on how to
well,
be
if
a
if
missionary.
if you're going stateside, it's 2 weeks. If you're going to Europe or any place that requires a passport, you're in there for is it still 6 weeks?
Yeah, it's 6 weeks.
Yeah, 6 weeks.
And sorry, excuse me. Michael went to the MTC in Provo, Utah. Matthew went to the MTC in Mexico City, where they teach them language, and they're in the environment of Mexico, which is unusual, but it helps them to learn the language because everybody speaks Spanish there, but it also helps them with the culture. Even if and then he flew back into the States to go on his mission, but it's to help them with culture.
Yeah, that's what they do now, I guess, with the ones that are going to Mexico or any of those countries. Because I have my friend's son just left, and he's going to be.
Hi, I'm Daryl Summers. I just wanted to bear my testimony that I know this church is true, and I'm grateful for the gospel of Jesus Christ. I'm grateful for the opportunities my children have to go on missions and to learn and develop spiritually, physically, and in every way. It's an opportunity that most people won't have the opportunity because they don't have the gospel. But, through the spread of the gospel, through missionary work, and through members, we can help others to learn of the gospel and the happiness of being a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And I say to you, Jesus Christ.
Okay, I know the church is true. I was different. The missionaries didn't knock on my door. I called the church. And I didn't question anything. Everything they taught me, I completely accepted. I love the church. It opened my life to a lot of things. I'm glad that I'm a member because my children have benefited from it. And then I wouldn't have my husband, I wouldn't have met him if I wasn't a member of the church. So just everything kind of fell into place after I joined. And I can't even imagine my life without it. So it's just amazing. It's astounding to me. He said his name is Jesus Christ, amen. Go ahead.
I'd like to testimony that I know this church is true, and I'm thankful that we have missions and missionaries, so we can bring more people to the church. And I'm thankful that my brothers both went on missions because it helped me get close to each of them. As one of them left, I grew closer to one, and then the other left, and now I'm closer to that one. So it just helped me grow close to them and understand them more. And I say this in the church.
We have been given this very moment to open our hearts and to listen closer.